The Plates and 28s events at Edgewater were created to help bring out cars as well as spectators that haven't been out to the track in a very long time. But when Mother Nature doesn't cooperate, it makes it difficult. Attendance was light due to the threat of rain and extreme temperatures here in Cincinnati. But there was still some diehards that came out regardless. Tommy and Allison went on vacation this weekend, but I brought the Malibu, and Billy brought his new Camaro to test for the first time since he picked the car up from Tin Soldier Race Cars. Eventually, I took the Malibu through tech, and then it was time to get ready to make a test pass. All right, guys, we're down here at Edgewater. I've been helping Billy film a little bit for his channel, and he's made his first ever pass in the Camaro. He's down here making some shakedown passes, and I've been working on that since we got here, but it's starting to cool off, the sun's starting to go down, and I just warmed up the Malibu. We're gonna put a fresh bottle in it, put a tune-up in it, and send it down the track. We're just gonna see what it goes. It's pretty nasty here tonight. It's sticky and humid and not very good air, but we'll see. If it goes 590s or so, that should be pretty decent for the air that we're in. Once I had the car ready, I rolled up into the staging lanes to reluctantly put on my long pants and my fire jacket. All right, so we're gonna make a lick on this thing. I kind of waited for the sun to start going down and let the track cool off a little bit. We'll see what it goes. The air is really hot, sticky, and muggy tonight. Yeah, so I may have a little too much timing pulled out of it for the amount of water that's in the air. So if it doesn't go as fast as I hope it goes, I'm not going to be surprised. But I think we've got the shocks and everything set pretty decent. We should be in pretty good shape to make a decent lick anyway. We'll see. I was about to be the first car down the track after some touch-up on the starting line, but unfortunately, it didn't help the Malibu. I've never had this car completely blow the tires off, so I was shocked when I hit the throttle and the shift light blinded me. As I coasted through the shutdown area, I was trying to figure out what may have caused the car to spin like that. I've never had this car spin that bad. Usually it'll rattle the tire a little bit. It won't just spin them, but it just annihilated the tires. It still made a relatively decent pass once I got back in the throttle. I was very happy with how clean the tune seemed when I got back in the throttle and ran it out to the 8th mile. It only went 638, but it still went 114 mile an hour on that pedal job. I ran the engine a little bit warmer. I really feel like the air is so wet and damp it needed more timing, and I really didn't have time to throw more timing in it, so I just ran the engine about 10 or 15 degrees warmer than what I normally would, and it definitely liked it. It came on nice and clean, and it was lively when I got back in it. So we'll make some adjustments and try and do better on the next one. I'm gonna have to take some power out of it early. I'm pretty aggressive with my ramps and my delays for the two kits right now. I think tomorrow I'll be okay. I've got a pretty good idea where I need to go with my delays for each kit. But all in all, you know, not too bad, not too bad. I've never tried to get this aggressive with the nitrous kit in low gear. I've never, until this transmission, I've never been able to really get after it in low gear because I've always had a stock gear set and a stock input shaft. But this transmission will take it. It's just a matter of finding out what the timing is, how quickly I can bring that second stage in, and the ramp timing and all that. Of course, shock timing or shock settings and tire pressure, all that add up. And track temperature, I mean, tomorrow the track's gonna be hot, so I'll really have to back off on it a little bit. But I'm pretty happy with the tune-up as far as the nitrous kit. Oh my God, that thing runs good. It is clean as a whistle. It pulls really good once both kits come on, but there's still more in it. It's just a matter of finding it and getting it put to the track. So that brings us to Saturday morning, and the first thing we're doing today is getting ready to take off for the Sick the Magazine Sick Day cruise. Look who it is, Uncle Sam.
Uncle Sam, Uncle John, Uncle Sam, Uncle Bob, whatever we got going on today. But you know, it's cruise day. It's sick day cruise. 2025 plates in 28s, man. We're having a blast out here.
Does everybody know where we're going?
They do. We
I don't.
WhatsApp, but I'll be sharing that with you here in a minute, so you know what the hell's going on.
I appreciate it.
No problem, buddy. We'll make sure you get it right.
All right. After checking in with John Sears in the staging lanes, I took a few minutes to check out some of the cars, and one of my favorites was this beautiful 58 Chevy Biscayne. Finally, it was time to locate my co-pilot. You ready to go?
Yeah.
Have you got all the coordinates?
Yeah.
You're my navigator for today.
Oh gosh.
Oh yeah. You didn't know that was part of the job title, did you?
No.
You took Vicky's position.
Okay.
You
Well,
can't do any worse than her.
Let's see if I can do better than her.
Oh, I think you can.
Okay.
I hope so.
Okay.
Or we're in trouble. The cruise is my favorite part of the event. Everyone is welcome to join, even if you aren't racing in a class. You ready, kid?
Yep.
Where are we going first?
To this Ford dealership.
Ford dealership.
Yeah. They need to have it like a Chevy dealership, not Ford.
I'm gonna have to talk to the guy that runs this deal.
Yeah.
And with that, we were ready to head out once we get things cooled off in the Malibu.
We have AC.
What I like most about drag and drive events is that even if you don't do well in the racing part, the memories that you make during the cruise tend to make the trip worth attending. The cruise for this event is a little bit shorter with an entirely different route and new checkpoints. The first stretch of the cruise takes us down the interstate where the lineup for the cruise cars tends to get changed around a little bit. Cars without overdrive tend to get shuffled towards the back. So the cars that you left the cruise with might not be the same cars that you finish with. Eventually we made our way to Cronin Ford, but I'm not sure they were prepared for the number of cars that were about to enter and exit their parking lot. For about 20 minutes, it was a little bit of a traffic jam with everyone trying to get into and out of the parking lot, plus get their checkpoint photos taken. Would you rather be doing this or sitting at the merch tent?
Doing this in the AC.
After our stop at the Ford dealer, it was time to make our way across the Ohio-Indiana state line to a place called Shelton Fireworks. It would have been nice to get some fireworks for the 4th of July weekend while we were there, but we didn't really have time to film and go inside and do shopping. Although a lot of the cars did stop to cool off for a bit, some of the drivers went inside to soak up some air conditioning. Addi and I rolled up and got our checkpoint photo and got ready to hit the road once again. Our next checkpoint was one that I've really been looking forward to. We were headed to a world-renowned engine builder named Tony Bischoff's shop, otherwise known as BES Racing Engines, or as everyone down at 10 Soldier Race Cars referred to him as Uncle Tony. Addi and I parked the Malibu out front, then went out to the back shop to see Tony and introduce ourselves. All right, kid, you ready to go get something to eat?
Yes.
We got to go visit Uncle Tony for a minute.
Yep.
I didn't take any video because I've never met him before and he doesn't know me. So I didn't want to be like weird walking in there and filming and everything, you know?
Yeah.
He's back here working on his Pro Mod. It's a pretty nice looking Mustang, wasn't it?
Yeah.
All right, well, this is what, the 3rd stop?
Yep.
And now we're going to the 4th, and what is that?
A restaurant,
A
pretty
restaurant.
sure. Yeah.
Good, let's go get something to eat.
Yep.
After leaving BES, the route took us down a beautiful 2-lane highway towards Lawrenceburg, Indiana. Lawrenceburg is evidently a pretty old town with a lot of history. It's home to a little dirt short track called Lawrenceburg Speedway, and it's also home to an antique diner that Addi and I plan to stop and get lunch at. Since filming the route takes a little bit of time and effort, we were running late. We were one of the last cars to pull in, and by the time we got there, the place was packed. But thankfully, the next checkpoint on our route is also a diner. So Addi and I got back in the Malibu and hit the road to make our way over to the next checkpoint, the State Line Route 50 restaurant, which is a sponsor of Edgewater and has been for years.
We made it to the second restaurant.
Yeah, the first one was a little packed.
Yeah, and it was very hot in there. Very.
We're not about that being hot life,
No,
are we, kid?
no.
We're used to the air conditioning.
Yeah.
They got us seated quick.
Oh yeah. We walked in and they're like, right there.
Somehow, while I was admiring the scenery outside, Addi snuck her card out.
Pretty sus.
Addi's now 16, has her license and her own job. 2 of them, actually. So you bought me lunch today.
Yes, I did.
You've been working 2 jobs.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Are you ready to go?
Yep, I have directions pulled up.
All right, let's go.
Okay.
Finally, we had one last checkpoint to go before we head back to the track. we crossed back into Ohio and started making our way to the state park that's listed on the checkpoint list as Shawnee Lookout. Addi's directions led us straight to the entrance to the park, and we drove up the hill looking for this lookout. Now, in order to prove that you've made it to all the checkpoints, you're supposed to take pictures and supply them to the officials at the driver's meeting. So it's important to take your pictures at the right place. Here we are.
Here we are.
The overlook.
Yeah.
I guess this is it.
Yeah, an overlook of trees.
And power lines.
Yeah.
I don't see anything else that even remotely resembles an overlook.
Yeah, no. This is the weirdest overlook I've ever seen.
After filming for a few minutes at the lookout, we jumped back in the Malibu and made our way back to Edgewater just in time for chip draw and to make one test pass in the heat of the day before eliminations begin this afternoon. We headed up to make one test hit before eliminations. I made some adjustments to the nitrous controller to take some power out of it on the hit. We'll see if it goes down. I hope it does. If it doesn't, I'll have to take some more power out of it, but we'll see. I slipped on my long pants and my jacket, put my helmet on, and rolled up the windows and pulled into the burnout box just in time for Mother Nature to show me who's boss. Just as I was getting ready to start my burnout, out of nowhere, a rain cloud forms above the track and I get put on hold until it moves off. The good news is the Malibu made the cruise with no problem. The hottest it got was like 160 degrees sitting in traffic with the air on. I never shut it off. Like, we would pull over and put the drone up, you know how that goes, and never shut the car off. It ran the whole time. And, you know, we stopped and got lunch, and I did stop at BES. I went in and saw Tony, but the car ran really good. No trouble at all, no overheating. Ice cold air conditioning, Kenny Powers, thank you. And thank you to Mark, my AC line didn't blow apart. I wish I could turn it on right now.
Yeah.
Eventually the storm cloud moved on and Kenny dried the car off for me so I could make a pass. Thank you, dear.
You're welcome.
I'm gonna have to take some more power out of it on the hit. I mean, I thought I took out enough, but as soon as that first stage comes on, it just lights a tire. It hits like a ton of bricks. And I'm starting to ramp at 0. You know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to be as gentle as I can, but I'm just gonna have to delay it a little bit and let the car get up and get the front end up and get moving. Because there's nothing to get a hold of up there.
Yeah.
I've never had this car spin this bad. I know the track's awfully hot. I mean, there's nothing anybody can do, but take some more power out of it and hope we take out enough, but not too much. A couple hours later, all hell broke loose. The winds began to pick up as a storm front moved in, so Vicky asked Kenny to go in the motorhome and watch the baby while she helped take down the merch tent. All of this happened just before they called my class to staging, and they were obviously trying to get as many classes taken care of before it rains. So the only video of the pass I have is this one. The end of the weekend for me has been bittersweet. Well, the end of the weekend for me has been bittersweet. I haven't made a clean hit all weekend. I've spun every pass. I don't know. I don't know whether it's track conditions or whether I've got something else going on. The air is terrible, so the car shouldn't be making more power. I can't imagine that it would be making more power today than it ever has, but I've spun every pass, and there was some downtime. I fell asleep in the trailer in there, and Billy came in, woke me up and said, hey, they're calling you the lanes. So I ran up there, and it looks like they were trying to beat this storm that's rolling in faster than me anyway. But the only video I got of it is from the stands. Vicky ran up there and filmed it because Kenny's trying to watch Wyatt and the camper. Just a hustle, bustle, last second deal, and that's the way my weekend's gonna end. So unfortunately, I'm done for the weekend. I enjoyed the cruise. I had a good time doing that with Addi, but just having a lot of trouble with the car spinning. I can't imagine that it's making more power than it ever has. I know the track's been awfully hot. It's just been a terribly hot weekend, but everybody else is going down it, but I can't seem to get a hold of it, so it is what it is. The heat and humidity over the weekend was brutal, and it took us a couple of days to recuperate. Kenny and I got right to work on the Biscayne, finishing up installing the transmission and the new drive shaft. The last time we had driven this car, we had just installed a brand new nitrous kit from Nitrous Express, and we were eager to see how it ran. And of course, without any testing whatsoever, Kenny and I dove in head first with a grudge race against an all-wheel drive twin-turbo Audi, which we did win, but with a cost. The drive shaft blew apart in high gear, taking out the transmission case, the drive shaft, and part of the exhaust system. Thanks to Lonnie at Extreme Automatics, the transmission's back better than new, and we've got a brand new drive shaft custom built down at Super Duty in Newark. Mike Lane has already fixed the exhaust system for me, so all we've got left to do is check the transmission fluid and take the car out for a test drive. We need to make sure there's no drivetrain vibrations, we need to make sure the transmission shifts properly, and that the converter locks up. Frosted up, but it ain't frost. I think it's just, I don't know.
Dust.
Dust? This thing is filthy.
Pollen.
Pollen, yeah, I mean, it's pretty bad. It's real bad. Jack's Wax is going to do us a solid and deep, but just need to make sure this transmission works good and it'll be solid. Hey, it works. Hey! Old Lonnie. The 204R shifts right through all the gears, goes into overdrive, and the converter locks up just like it should. The drive shaft feels fine and we don't have any exhaust leaks.
What do you think?
We just need to take it into Jack's Wax and get it cleaned up. Now typically we would just take this car back to the house and give it a bath before we take it in there. However, they want the car left alone. That way they can clearly show how bad the car was before and how good it is once they get it finished. Even though the car is filthy, it's difficult to tell how dirty it is unless you're up really close to it because of the color. Well, next step is dropping it off tomorrow, probably tomorrow afternoon at Jack's Wax. They've got a spot open for me in there so we can get it cleaned up.
Kills me to take it up there like this.
They want it dirty. They don't want it clean, Kenny. I know you're itching to give it a bath, but they want this thing dirty. How else are they going to show a before and after if it's clean already?
It's dirty.
It's dirty. It is freaking filthy. I don't know. It's hard to see. Oh, there you go. Now you can see it. It's been sitting out in the driveway for weeks. Yeah, even the windows have got like this nasty haze to them. Ugh. It's killing me. But they said they want it dirty. They don't want it cleaned up. So they're
clean for the most part.
Huh?
Interior's clean for the most part.
Yeah, for the most part. But the outside, ugh, not so much. All right, guys, it's Wednesday. You might remember that we helped Denny, a buddy of mine, a longtime friend of the family, with his 68 Camaro. I went over and put a new ATM carburetor on it and helped him get it running. And it was filthy dirty from sitting in his garage all winter. And rode real quick to make sure but the car really needs to have an in-depth paint correction done on it. Denny mentioned to me at the time that he would like to maybe take that car up to House of Pearls and get an estimate on it for a paint correction. But you know, Denny is he's on a limited income, and but you know, Denny's got this 68 Camaro that he needs cut and polished, and I mentioned it to Paul and Nikki. They've been trying to get this worked into their schedule for about 2 months, but they finally got an opening in the shop up there where they can bring a car in, and today's the day. Now, I talked to Denny last night and I've talked to him today, and I told Denny that I would like to have some help. I need some help to take a car up to House of Pearls and drop it off, and I need someone to bring me back. And Denny thinks that's what we're doing, but in reality what we're doing is we're taking his Camaro up to drop it off, He just has no idea. Denny worked for over 30 years doing paint and body work. However, he bought this Camaro 18 years ago, painted the way you see it now. Denny's Camaro looks beautiful going up the road and even looks wonderful in person. However, at night under certain lighting conditions, it's got some problems. Dennis the Menace.
How are you?
I'm not doing too bad.
Good.
I appreciate you coming over today to help me out a little bit.
Oh, no problem.
I need a ride up to House of Pearls.
I'll tell you what, I'd really like to be able to talk to that guy too.
Well, actually, I need a ride home
Oh, okay.
because they're going to do a little work on a car for me, and I need a ride back.
Well, I'll be happy to accommodate you on that. Happy to.
All right.
Absolutely. Yeah.
All right. Denny 100% believes that we're taking the El Camino up to House of Pearls to drop it off to have some paint work done. He has absolutely no idea whatsoever that his car is the one that will be dropped off, and I'll be taking him home. Paul, Nikki, and Jesse at House of Pearls have been working towards getting this car up there for at least 8 months. It's just taken this long for all of our schedules and the weather to finally cooperate.
I like it. I'm glad to hear it.
Uh-oh, here they are.
How are
Hey,
you?
what's happening?
Good, how are you, Danny? Oh, no, I met you. Nice to meet you.
Hey, you've got a Camaro in here you're working on.
Yep.
Look at this thing, Denny.
Yep, Nikki just finished the paint correction on that one and got it ceramic coated.
Oh, yeah?
So we can't cover it because the ceramic coating, so it's got a little bit of dust on it.
Oh,
It's a pretty nice one.
Isn't that beautiful, Denny?
that's beyond beautiful.
Thank you very much.
Hey, he brought his Camaro up. Would you mind taking a look at it?
Of course, I'd love to.
He's been wanting to get an estimate from me on it.
Okay. All good.
You want to go out and take a look at it, or you want to pull it in here?
No, I'll check it out here and then we'll pull it in.
All right, let's go out and take a look at it, Denny.
Solid black. Yeah.
Very nice paint job.
It's like me. It's got a bunch of dings and dents.
You'll have that. That just means you're enjoying it.
It looks beautiful going up the road, I know that. It's not too bad. It's got some blemishes, the swirls and stuff, you know.
Yeah.
For sure. I love the 68s, this big trim. Everybody hates it. But
Oh, God, I love it.
I know.
Oh, I love
I
it.
do, seriously.
Yeah,
I
looks
like
good.
it too.
So you want to pull it inside?
Yeah.
Okay.
I love the black and white.
Oh, I do too.
It's like runs pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
This is what that car looked like when it came in.
Really?
Oh yeah.
I probably wouldn't want to push it with 15. That would also.
This black and yellow 69 Z28 was painted about 9 years ago at another shop, and its paint was in about the same condition when it came in as Denny's is now.
3,000 and 5,000 grit, which will take off like the top like 90% of all the clear coat scratches and orts and whatever's in this. The very top layer of.
I know it's got
impurities
clear coat. I just
Is
couldn't
it
tell you
base
how
clear?
much.
Gotcha.
Denny's 68 Super Sport Camaro is absolutely beautiful, but the finish is in desperate need of Nikki's assistance. What's difficult for Denny is to accept that years ago he could have fixed this himself. But now at his age with limited resources, he's going to need a little bit of help from the next generation to help take care of his old Camaro. However, cutting and polishing paint is a very rare skill set for young and able-bodied people who are willing to put forth the effort to do it right. You ready to drop it off and leave it?
Oh, Lord, I've been ready. I mean, when I first started seeing your guys' videos and stuff, it's like, oh, dear God. God, no, I can't do it. I can't do it.
Well, we appreciate the kind words.
Oh, I'll tell you what, that 55 just blew me away. That 55 is beautiful.
It
Yeah.
did turn out pretty good.
I mean,
we
I
got
checked-
it. We got it real nice and straight, and she got it very glassy,
The
and he
paint
got the
is
metal.
just amazing.
Scratches are the same.
Yeah, they sure are.
And that's
The work the kids at the body shop did on my mom and dad's 55 has sold Denny, but Nikki still wanted to show him before and after pictures of other projects that she's taken on just recently.
like close. Very close to that. So as good as I can. As good as I can get. I'm not going to leave a panel with a scratch on it unless
Well,
I
first
absolutely have
we
to.
need to figure out the price.
Well, it's We do like hourly typically, like on stuff like this. So paint corrections can get kind of excessive depending on what we're doing. Like she could just do like a 3-stage buff and polish and it'd be like 20, maybe 25 hours.
Yeah.
This, we're gonna need to do 3,000 and 5,000 grit. Probably be like closer to 40, I would guess. She'd probably have 40, maybe 50 hours into it. That's like worst case scenario.
Yeah, that's too much.
That's just my guess on the hourly side. And we're $100 an hour, so it's a pretty substantial process, but you're leaving this here with us and Nikki's doing it for you. She's getting this thing.
You don't have to
nice.
pay anything.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
We're gonna do it for free.
It was at this moment Denny realized I'd been lying to him. I've been talking to the kids about this for 8 months, and it's taken this long for all of us to get together on this because of our busy schedules. Denny, I told you were following me up here today. We're going to take me home.
Yeah.
I'm taking you home.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Oh.
Although I haven't run the numbers on this car, I believe it was an original. As most of you already know, Denny's daughter Julie has been battling cancer, and Denny himself is also a cancer survivor. Throughout all this, he was also taking care of his wife, Kathy, who recently passed away. So it goes without saying the last several years have been rough on Denny. I do my best to check in on him and make sure he's okay every once in a while, but unfortunately we can't help Denny with his age or his health. However, we can help him with his Camaro. Sometimes small gestures can make a huge impact on someone's quality of life, and that's our goal here for Denny.
Knowing that you guys are going to work on my car.
Glad you're excited.
Oh.
That makes
It'll
it.
come out good.
That makes it.
I'm happy to do something for you. I know you and Bill have been working together for a long. You guys have known each other for a long
He
time.
was my dad's best
I
man in
know.
his wedding and
Yeah.
went to high school with my dad.
So.
He kind of stuck up for my dad. Dad got picked on a little bit, but not when Denny was around.
You around? Yeah, I'm glad you'll have a cool, nice, slick black car. Like
I was the bad boy when I was growing up.
Why do I get that feeling? Why do I get that feeling?
As a matter of fact,
Black Camaro. I don't know.
Got a baseball bat in there?
What's he about to pull out of his car right now? I don't know.
Denny's always packing,
What's
okay?
there?
Oh shit, we better take that home with us.
yeah.
Dennis the Menace.
I don't want to. Just can't believe that something like this is happening for me. This is a dream come true. It really is.
It ain't no big deal, man.
House of Pearl is working on my Camaro. Oh boy, you guys are going to see a beautiful car. I cannot wait to show you the photos. Oh, it's too good to be true. Thank you, Bill.
You're welcome.